never gonna say the words that you want.
Hey guys, what is going on? It is me, BikiriBox12 here, and welcome to part 2 of the Month of the Mad God Marathon. Last time we took a look at the Skull Shrine, and now today we are looking at the Cube God. And I'm gonna kinda drop the ball on this one, but the Cube God is almost identical to the Skull Shrine. You've got a big bad boss with a lot of health and a widespread shotgun, and it surrounds itself with an abundance of minions that are admittedly more annoying to fight than the actual event god. This means that any strategies I talked about in the Skull Shrine guide will most likely be applicable here. So if I don't go over something that you think I should have, check out that guide first. I may have addressed it there. The immediate difference that you're going to notice about the cube is that there is no Cube God terrain. The Skull Shrine had a shrine terrain. The Cube God doesn't get anything. He can still spawn in the highlands or the mountains, but the aesthetics of that area remain unchanged. I should mention that the Cube God actually does bob back and forth a little bit, whereas the Skull Shrine just kind of stayed still and let you wail on him. It's not very crucial information, but I thought I should mention it. However, what I think is the most important difference of them all is not the event god, but the minions. I made it very apparent that a maximum of 40 skull minions was a lot. So let's see how much we have to deal with here. There are 3 tiers of minions: Cube Overseers, or orange cubes, Cube Defenders, or yellow cubes, and Cube Blasters, or blue cubes. Cube Overseers have 2 different shot patterns that are similar to the actual Cube God, and there can be a maximum of 10 of these guys out at once, and they hit pretty hard. Luckily, out of all the minions, they're the most stationary. They don't move around too much. It's the Cube Defenders where it gets a little wily. These guys are fast. Now fortunately they only have 1 shot and it's pretty weak, but it does move in a wave-like pattern, making it even more challenging to avoid. But that's not the problem. The issue is that there can be a maximum of 5 Cube Defenders per Overseer. There are 10 Overseers. 5 defenders each. The amount of Cube Defenders that can be present at one time already exceeds the amount of total skulls for the Skull Shrine. In addition to each Overseer spawning 5 defenders, they will also spawn 5 blasters. 50 blasters, 50 defenders, 10 Overseers, and 1 Cube God, all for a grand total of 111 different cubes. Yeah! My god, I'm gonna have a fear of polygons by the end of this marathon. And I already have PTSD for slimes. Get out of here! I know this is a guide video, and I should talk to you guys how to do this, but I'm gonna be frank with you. New players, steer clear of this one. Don't fight the Cube God unmaxed. Don't do it. Without the proper defense, abilities, and cooperation, you won't last 10 seconds against these minions. And I forgot to bring up that the Cube Blaster also has the ability to slow you for 3 seconds, and the base speed for almost every character is really low to begin with, so don't fight this. If there are a lot of trees around that you can use for hiding and regeneration, that's a different story. But in this day and age, you want to know how almost every Cube God is going to go down? A group of rogues, knights, and warriors are going to be rushing to that Cube God and are going to kill it in 5 seconds flat. In a group like that, yes, you may rush in and try to get some damage in, but the more people and the more powerful of people, the less chance you have of getting loot. So if you want to fight the Cube God and actually get something out of it, you either have to, I forgot to mention this in the other video, go as a rogue who can go invisible and fight the Cube God without being detected, run back before your invisibility runs out, and then repeat, or gather a group of friends with a phenomenal sense of teamwork. Bring a paladin and a warrior to give everybody a buff. Have the knight run in to stun the boss and the archer to paralyze it. Meanwhile, the necromancer and the priest are in the back healing the crowd, and the mystic, wizard, sorcerer, and assassin are working on crowd control. That is the only time that a new player may be able to fight the Cube God, but I can't recommend that. The Skull Shrine was at least possible, since the minions never strayed far from the shrine, but the Cube God minions are all over the place. They attack in groups, they stick together, and they go far. In fact, it would be a miracle if you actually got to see the Cube God. But like the Skull Shrine and event gods in general, full soulbound loot will give you a potion, and there is a chance to get some of those items I talked about. As for the white bag, however, we have the Dirk of Cronus, a highly sought after item that every dagger class wishes to have in their possession. In fact, I made a guide about that a long time ago if you want to go check it out. So at the end of the day, the Cube God isn't something I can recommend that new players try out. If there's a large group of people and you just want to see what it's like, go for it, but be careful. This is something that you will get the hang of eventually, but unless you're a rogue, don't go there unless you have at least 2, maybe 3 stats maxed, one of them being defense, of course. But that is the Cube God in a nutshell. I hope I was able to inform you in some way. And don't forget to stay tuned for part 3 of the Month of the Mad God Marathon. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, don't forget to check out the next episode whenever I post it, which will probably be soon. Alright. See ya. And the mystic, wizard, sorcerer, and wizard. Wait, shoot.